Darling, stay with me, 'cause you're all I need. They say love is clear to see, so won't you stay with me? Is that song ringing in your heads or not? This is Kalima Cam. This is Kalima Cam.
What? This is Kalima Cam.
Grammy episode. Let's get it. Y'all, needless to say, it was Sam Smith's night. You know, it's so true when he said that his breakup led to a good song. It was after he decided, you know what, I'm not gonna listen to what all these, what the record label says, what PR people say about the image I should have, the music I should sing. I'm gonna do what's true for me because that's what I loved about music in the first place. And it's when he made that decision, he rose to fame. Or at least he rose to 4 Grammys. Amazing. Props to him for staying true to himself. And arguably, that happens a lot in the entertainment industry. You know, Nicki Minaj said herself that she started off as a singer. She never really meant to be kind of a hardcore rapper, but when she found out that she got noticed more from being that way, she said, okay, I'll do it. I'll give off this image that I think people love to see me as. Once I make a name for myself, I'll go back to doing the music that I love to do, or speaking or rapping or singing the way that I love to sing. But of course, once you practice being a certain way, sometimes you have to become vulnerable and become that image. She said she felt like she got more credibility when she was battling in a more hardcore style and, seductively. There's a good amount of her fans that said they love the old Nicki, the Onika that we first met in her mixtapes. They consider her to be more vulnerable, real, and less flashy and commercial. But I won't lie, she definitely keeps the passion every now and then. One of my favorite songs is Save Me. If you guys happen to see her documentary on MTV, you can see that she's clearly transitioning and trying to find her way back to her true essence as an artist while giving a little urban sexy flair to the fans that prefer her as the cunt she called herself in Roman's Revenge. Also on the Grammys, Obama mentioned how music is inspiring and influential, whether people want to admit it or not. It has a major impact and influence in our society and world evolution and the general views throughout. People use music to feed the subconscious mind. Whether you're on the way to the club and you want to, get in the vibe, or maybe, spa music where you're relaxing, waiting for that massage. And of course, through a breakup, which Sam shows impacts people by a large number. Kanye jokingly went on stage as Beck was accepting his award as if he was going to repeat his infamous interjection with Taylor Swift's acceptance speech to back up his sis Beyonce. On E! News' live after party, he went in true Kanye fashion, saying that inspirational and hardworking artists are disrespected creatively. And, quote, they need to stop playing with us. We ain't finna play with them no more. In addition, he continued by saying Beck, quote, should have given his award to Beyonce because he knows the Grammys is about, quote, monumental music, which he feels Beyonce constantly delivers. A large number of people took to social media saying they don't even know who Beck is. But you have to be living under a rock not to know how hard the Beehive stings. This passionate support of B&J's empire shuts down the rumors of their feud since they were a no-show at he and Kim's wedding. And although Kim is queen of the poker face, there's videos online showing Kim chase after Ye when he was heading on stage. She too spoke up on the after show saying that she supported his choice and wishes he would have taken it further by speaking up. But I don't know how honest she was because homegirl looked deathly uncomfortable. She agreed with her hubby that the win was owed to Beyonce, and so did Chloe, saying amen to her brother-in-law's views. Christina Milian was one of the co-hosts on the after show, and she also agreed with Kanye. She supported Ye's perception due to her getting to know him when they toured together. She said he doesn't follow what everyone else feels is acceptable, which I'm sure that's not too hard to believe. And she says he has an artistry that is beyond average. She respects him for staying true to his vision and morals, just like Sam Smith. And although a good majority of us can understand that a Gemini is easy to love once you get to know one, the other E-hosts looked extremely uncomfortable. Best known in the fashion industry and on Project Runway, All-Stars, but continuously nodded her head, I'm sure because it's evident that Ye is unpredictable and obviously has a strong personality, especially when he pointed out there's already too many pictures on the screen of E. He's like, I know you see it right there at the bottom, how many more E signs do you need? He felt their mic covers that said E were overboard and made them all take them off. Him and Kim already had took it off before they even aired. He also passionately explained how the Kardashians themselves should, quote, have a percentage of E, considering how much promotion they've given it, and how their beauty has strongly contributed to the powerhouse channel E is today. I pray there's some behind the scenes coverage on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because not everybody understands his views, but I believe there's a method to his madness. Don't believe me? Watch his explanation on him being a god. It's genius. I'll put the link below. Y'all, it's that time again. You know it would not be the Grammys without the fashion, honey. Yes! Speaking of the West family, they came out in style, as always. Ye wore Balmain, which is my favorite designer, pointing out that Olivier, the designer, is, quote, the first black designer of French fashion house. Kim wore an oversized robe by Jean Paul Gaultier, but it was nice to see her wear something more flashy, glammy. Pow, I have arrived. I enjoyed her shoulder pads, but it did look very heavy, which she said it was probably about 100 pounds. Some of my favorite looks of the night, Ariana Grande and Versace. I don't know how many more times I have to say this, hopefully I'll never have to say it again, but her hair. I understand she likes to do her own hair, but if you're gonna do a ponytail, just let someone else do it. If that's the style you want, let a professional do it, because it didn't look tight, it looked messy, which is normal, and I know she's young. She's definitely gonna look back on this and be like, why didn't I get a professional to do my hair every once in a while? Like, when it's convenient for me to do my own, hey, have at it. But when you're at the Grammys, let's step it up a bit. I mean, I know your budget is big, so there's no excuse. Taylor Swift and Elie Saab, absolutely love Elie Saab. This was one of their ready-to-wear looks. I loved it. It was effortless, it was gorgeous, the color was everything. Of course, it brought out her eyes, which I'm sure she picked it intentionally for that reason. But it did look a little wrinkled to me. Mary J. Blige looked kind of ill-fitted in her dress, as well as her black Zac Posen dress she wore on stage in her duet with Sam Smith. From the back, you could kind of see that the mic was supposed to fit there, and maybe that's why she wanted it to be a little loose, but overall, not bad. With Zac Posen, you can never go wrong. Even in this black dress, which, you know, I don't care for black on the red carpet, unless, of course, it's a designer like Zac Posen, or the designers that these few wore. They did black right. Toni Braxton looked amazing. That woman still has her body from when she first got her Grammy. I love the low back, and the embellished design gives it a bit of a wow factor, but not too much. I love it, and she looked comfortable. Jessie J and Ralph & Russo, another one of my absolute favorite lines. Stunning. Meghan Trainor. I hate to mess up designers' names. I always want to give them the correct credit. Galia Laha. She looked great, even with all that bass. I mean, she has none, but you know, the face is cute. Nicki Minaj and Tom Ford. I'm gonna be honest, even with Nicki's transition, it seems like her red carpet dresses look low budget and they never really fit very well. Like the MTV Awards when she wore that short dress. I'm not sure exactly who the designer was, but I really wasn't curious to know either. And the MTV Awards was partially her night. You're supposed to step out fab, and for the Grammys, she was fabulous. But of course, Tom Ford will always do the body good. Now, black on Beyonce and Ciara didn't make me say wow. It just didn't do anything for me. Ciara's Instagram pics proved the dress was editorial, especially when captured from odd angles, but it just looked too busy and less than on the red carpet. Beyonce's look said blah. No excitement. It made me feel like she didn't try hard because she knows she will always get on the best dressed list due to her name and of course that talent. Which, she's right. She looks breathtaking in the white dress she wore on stage for her performance. All I was thinking was, thank God the African American culture has a woman like that with a voice like that in the spotlight. Not all blacks are ratchet, as the media wants you to believe and loves to make the world think. And there are singers who don't need auto-tune to make sales. There are real, unbelievably groundbreaking voices in this industry, which supports Kanye's point. We don't always recognize them enough. Now, Best Dressed is someone you wouldn't even expect. They weren't really at the Grammys, but they were at the after party, and she shut it down. I'm talking about Kylie Jenner. Y'all know Kylie is the new favorite. Ever since she got them lips done, she has been making headlines everywhere, and usually she has such a tomboy look, as she calls it, but this time she stepped out glam first. This girl can do no wrong. I'm sorry, but Kendall better be happy that Kylie doesn't decide to go into the modeling industry, because that would be real competition. Although they were both named most influential teens, in my opinion, Kylie takes the cake by far. I mean, arguably, Instagram is dying, but who doesn't take the time to see what Kylie's up to? She's dating Tyga. Her style is different than anyone's ever seen. She's only 17 and she does sexy better than some 21-year-olds. And that girl knows how to pose. She knows her face, she knows her angles. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kylie does it better. Sorry, Kendall. But right about now, let me cut to these memes I found on the Grammys. Y'all constantly got me dying on social media. And speaking of laughing to no end, guess who's about to get roasted? March 30th, Justin Bieber. I love me some Justin Bieber. He has grown to be a quite handsome man. Yes, I'm a cougar, I don't care. But one of the comedians that's gonna be roasting him, Kevin Hart. I cannot wait, it's gonna be epic. Make sure you subscribe so I can keep you posted on other news and behind the scenes insight on some stuff you didn't know about the roast. Alright y'all, that's it for me. Make sure you like it because it really helps my page. And don't you forget, overall, it's all